Take a look at the front page of Drudge Report. Here it is. Donald Trump photo op at Arlington Cemetery turns violent. Alleged altercation with aides over filming wreath-laying ceremony in Section 60. You know, we reported on this yesterday after that great NPR report as well. Team attacks staffer as mentally ill disgrace to hollowed gravesite. So the individual who got attacked by Trump campaign staffers for enforcing the very sacred rules at Arlington Cemetery that you can't photograph there, you can't stage political rallies like Donald Trump was trying to do, political photo ops at Arlington Cemetery. The Trump campaign spokesperson, Stephen Chung, accused the Arlington Cemetery staff of being mentally ill. Well, now JD Vance is confirming that an altercation took place. During a speech that JD Vance gave yesterday in Pennsylvania, not once but twice JD Vance confirmed an altercation took place, but JD Vance said, "So what? Who cares? This isn't a big deal. This is a minor thing. Get over it. The media is making a big deal about it, and they shouldn't." JD Vance further opening the door here. Let me show you the clip from JD Vance at the speech yesterday. Let's play it.
Well, I think, first of all, the altercation at Arlington Cemetery is the media creating a story where I really don't think that there is one. There is verifiable evidence. There is verifiable evidence that the campaign was allowed to have a photographer there. There's verifiable, they were invited to have a photographer there. There's verifiable evidence that the families of these poor people who had their loved ones die 3 years ago at Abbey Road, Abbey Gate, those 13 Americans, a lot of them were there with the president. They invited him to be there and to support them. That's not an insult to the memories of their loved ones. They wanted Donald Trump there, and thank God that we have a president who stands with our veterans instead of one who runs away from them. Now
Well, thank you for confirming that, JD Vance. And then he continues to talk about it, though, over and over again. Here, watch this.
Now it is amazing to me that you have apparently somebody at Arlington Cemetery, some staff member, had a little disagreement with somebody, and the media has turned this into a national news story. You know what I think our veterans care a lot more about? That Kamala Harris's VP nominee lied about his military service. I think that our veterans care a lot more about that.
By the way, it was a very weird speech that JD Vance was giving. As we've said here, I mean, they all are very strange. Let's be very clear. As we posted on the MeidasTouch network, I wonder if during his speeches, the teleprompter says, "Laugh, JD," and he goes, "Ha ha 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 ha." Here, play this clip. I've never seen a more fake laugh, but frankly, I've never seen a more fake person than that. And by the way, I mean, here's JD Vance getting asked a question at that event from a CNN reporter, and you'll see like JD Vance, the whole interaction is strange. He like flips his hair, and then the crowd boos the CNN reporter for asking the question. All very, very strange. Here, watch this.
Yes, sir, I would love to go fishing.
We're with you, JD.
Hi, Senator.
You have to bring about 40 Secret Service agents now, though. That's the problem. Ma'am.
Hi, Senator. Kit Maher, CNN. I wanted to talk a little bit. Thanks, Senator, for taking my question.
You know, as we reported yesterday about this incident, just so we could refresh your recollection, as Donald Trump's been saying things like, it's so much better to get a Medal of Freedom as a donor than to get the Congressional Medal of Honor for bravery in fighting for wars. As Donald Trump has called the military suckers and losers, as four-star generals and major military figures have come come out against Donald Trump and called him a threat to our democracy. As Donald Trump's defense secretary, former defense secretary Esper, said Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Donald Trump needed this photo op, so he wanted to use the families on the 3-year anniversary of soldiers who were killed, American soldiers who were killed during the Afghanistan withdrawal that Donald Trump caused. He wanted to use them as props and photo ops, as Donald Trump is known to do in these things. He needed his PR moment, and he used Arlington Cemetery and the wreath-laying ceremony to do that, which is, in my opinion, absolutely despicable. And the veterans who I talked to have all said how despicable that is in that sacred place. And then doing it in Section 60, and you see, the photo here of all of the Trump staffers who have their phones out, whose hands aren't where they're supposed to be when you're in Section 60, not following any rules, and getting into an altercation with someone at the cemetery. I bet you Vice President Kamala Harris, when she visited a Georgia school and spoke to an organization or a group there mentoring other children, other kids mentoring kids, I bet you she didn't get into an altercation with high school students. Here, play this clip yesterday of Vice President Kamala Harris having a normal interaction. Here, play this clip.
And in doing that, you are also role models, right? Welcome to the role model club. And being a role model, right, means that they're going to be members of your family, people who live in your neighborhood, your classmates who want you to see, oh, that's how it's done. And in that way, you are showing what hard work can achieve, what discipline can achieve, what teamwork can achieve. And that's the stuff of great leadership, all of you. And so we wanted to come by to remind you that our nation is counting on you. We're so proud of you, everything you have achieved. And I will tell you, I was in band when I was your age. So I know a little bit about, coach knows about the players, right? And all that you all are doing, it requires a whole lot of rehearsal, a whole lot of practice, long hours, right? Sometimes.
And look, that's why if you look, for example, in Georgia, Vice President Kamala Harris is up in the polls. The Fox poll, by the way. If you look at the recent Fox poll, Arizona, she's ahead as well. Nevada, she's ahead as well. And if you look at just how these states have now gone in her favor, we're talking about 5 to 10 point swings from when Biden was the candidate to now Vice President Kamala Harris. To all my parents out there, I don't need to tell you how busy you are. Our next partner makes mealtime for all kids much easier and more enjoyable. This podcast, it's sponsored by Nurture Life. Nurture Life is a meal delivery service focused on helping busy parents easily feed their babies and kids from 10 months old to 10 years old. The company provides fresh meals and snacks that are delicious, nutritious, and fully cooked. That means they are ready to serve in just 1 minute. Nurture Life lets kids enjoy a healthy, nutritionally balanced diet while still eating all of their favorites like mac and cheese, spaghetti and meatballs, and much more. So parents can be sure there's always something on the menu that their little ones will love. What sets Nurture Life apart from other meal delivery services? Let me tell you, without a doubt, it's how amazing they taste and how healthy they are. It's because their meals are all made fresh every week. Seriously, they're never frozen and shipped directly to your door. Nurture Life is the top meal delivery service for babies and kids, and it's even allergy friendly too. Trust me when I say this, the Mighty Bites have become a fan favorite for the Meidas Mighty parents. So how does Nurture Life work? It's simple. Select from over 50 varieties of nutritious balanced meals on their weekly menu, from finger foods for babies and toddlers to kids meals for older kids. The Nurture Life does the cooking for you, and the fresh meals are delivered straight to your door in refrigerated packaging. Nurture Life's mission is to raise the standard for children's food in America, one meal and one snack at a time, and that's why I'm so happy they're our sponsor. Along with full meal options, the Nurture Life menu includes on-the-go snacks and superfood smoothies so kids can eat well no matter what they are in the mood to eat. It's about time that a flexible meal subscription existed for babies and kids. So head to nurturelife.com and use code Meidas for 55% off your first order. That's right, 55% off. Once again, that's nurturelife.com for 55% off, and make sure you use our code Meidas so they know that we sent you. We've reported here in the MeidasTouch Network as well about all of these stunts that Donald Trump pulls, and and how he tries to weasel his way in and use tragic events and death to claim and to put on these PR stunts. So do you remember the death of Ruby Garcia in Michigan? And then Donald Trump gave a speech. Ruby Garcia was murdered by someone who was in her life. Some had described this individual as a boyfriend. Some just said it was somebody who she knew, who was not a citizen of the United States. And so MAGA and all the right wing were trying to use that as a way to attack President Biden at the time. So Trump gave a speech and claimed that he spoke to Ruby Garcia's family. And then Ruby Garcia's family said that didn't happen. There was no such conversation. Who does that? Who does despicable stunts like that? Here, play this clip.
They said she had just this most contagious laughter, and when she walked into a room, she lit up that room. And I've heard that from so many people. I spoke to some of her family.
Kind of shocking seeing that he had said that he had spoke with us and, saying, misinforming people, live TV. Shocking. I kind of stopped watching it. I only seen up to that. After I heard, a couple of misinformation that he has said, I kind of just stopped watching.
I'll tell you who does it. Donald Trump is who does that. And then speaking of Michigan, right, Donald Trump went to the non-union shop and he paid the non-union shop from his political action committee $25,000 to pretend it was a union shop. And they held up signs saying union workers for Trump, who were non-union workers. And then Donald Trump said, you know what, you're picketing for the wrong things. You're doing it wrong, pretending he was speaking to union workers. You remember when that happened? Here, play this clip.
In other words, your current negotiations don't mean as much as you think. I watch you out there with the pickets, but I don't think you're picketing for the right thing. But if they endorse me, your leadership, you can tell them I said it, although I have a feeling they may be watching tonight.
And we've reported on stunt after stunt when Donald Trump was speaking and pretended there was a small business owner. I believe it was I believe it could have been in Wisconsin. He said there was a small business owner whose shop was decimated by the Biden economy. Turns out the individual first was able to open up a small business based on President Biden helping out black small businesses. First opened a business, I think, in 2023 or 2022. Didn't even have a business open when Trump was in office and had declared bankruptcy 3 times in the past, prior to Biden ever taking office. So Trump does that. Trump went to a bodega in Harlem and filled it with the young Republicans, and they were there cheering for him. And he's like, look, I'm at the bodega. Oh, remember when Donald Trump held that event outside of the courthouse and there was someone who was wearing a sign workers for Trump. And then all of the right wings look, here's a black worker who supports Donald Trump. And it turns out, first and foremost, that this individual identifies as an Indian American and was an aide to George Santos and was basically a plant there. So, we've uncovered stunt after stunt. When Donald Trump remember this one? When Donald Trump went to the barbershop in Georgia, and then the owner of the bar, he called into a barbershop. He couldn't even go in there. And he told them, according to the barbershop owner, that it was going to be a small business forum, and then turned it into a political event using the black small business barbershop, again, as a prop. Remember this? Here, play this clip.
The owner of Rocky's Barbershop in Atlanta says he feels he was misled by a campaign event for former President Trump the day before the debate. Rocky Jones tells our Karis Belger he thought his Buckhead shop was just hosting a forum for black businesses, but he says he never expected to fade into the realm of politics.
To me, cutting hair is like an art.
And smooth waves are not the only thing Rocky Jones wants his shop to be known for.
We try to specialize in just giving good service to the community. As you can see, I've been here since 17 years and it's been good.
Which is why he jumped at the chance to help other black business owners get ahead.
Started with a text, then it went to a call, because I was actually out the country. And just me agreeing to do a black small business, round table. I thought it was something real private.
It was anything but. Rocky, along with black business owners from across Metro Atlanta, crammed into his shop, along with Trump surrogates like Ben Carson. But it wasn't all shop talk.
Thinking about black business in Atlanta, small black businesses in Atlanta, And I'm like, okay, so when are we going to start talking about this?
He says a call from former President Trump during the event cut deep.
Why is a ex-president calling somebody in my barbershop? This has nothing to do with small black businesses.
And he was left with a lot more than razor burn.
We had some calls. Thursday, we definitely got some calls, some backlash, some angry people that don't know me. And I have to deal with that. I have no involvement in politics. We don't even talk politics in my barbershop. It's all sports. Commend everybody to vote, but that's your business. You know, I don't tell you what to do.
The number of customers, he says, has trimmed down, but he hopes the shock will fade and he can keep helping his community. Kara Spelger, 11 Alive News.
Now, we repeatedly reached out to several representatives for the Trump campaign today about the claims that he just made. They have not responded at this time to our phone calls or emails.
It's just what he does. He's a user. He uses people over and over again for himself. And what he tells people is, as General Kelly, his own former chief of staff, said, Donald Trump calls those veterans suckers and losers. Donald Trump's, who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe Donald Trump, who lies about everything, or his four-star general, John Kelly, who worked for him, who had a stellar reputation and rose the ranks and said that he is aware Donald Trump said that? So now what does Donald Trump say about his four-star general, John Kelly? This, play the clip.
The one confirmation was a guy that I fired, a terrible, stupid person, actually, that couldn't do the job well. And I fired him. And he sort of confirmed it. I don't know how he confirmed it, but he did.
And he says this, play the clip.
But Milley was a stupid person, very stupid. But, you know, we have great generals, but Milley was stupid. Guys like John Kelly are he's one of the dumbest people I've ever met. A bully, but a weak bully. And, you know, we just have some stupid people. Kelly wasn't so involved in that, but we have some really stupid people at the top.
And what did Donald Trump say about John McCain? This, play the clip.
He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero. 5.5 years. He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you. Do you agree with that?
So, yeah, the person who's calling a four-star general stupid and an idiot and dumb, yeah, I think that's the type of person who would call people suckers and losers, because he basically just said that in the clips that I just showed you. But going back to JD Vance opening the door and confirming that the altercation took place, well, I guess thank you for doing that, JD, and making it clear to people what really happened there. But again, how in the world is this even someone who can be the leader of a major American political party and behave like that? That's the thing. Again, I don't care what political party you're from. For me, if you care about our vets, if you care about our soldiers, if you care about our Arlington, we the people, that place is a sacred place for the veterans, for their families, for our country, and most importantly, for those who made the ultimate sacrifice. By far, those people who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country, and for Donald Trump to use it as a prop, it's despicable to me. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.